Mel,
Brandon,
good to see you.
good to see you.
I expected to run into you here tonight, but I seen you at the North Pole.
At the North Pole, yeah. Christmas is right upon us.
Thanksgiving's next week. Are you serious? Where'd November go, huh?
Where November's going, but I don't get it. I applaud her for what she did, how much work they put into doing that thing. That was quite the spread.
Oh, at the North Pole,
Yeah.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so North Pole, Kansas, down at Bob Scott's Body Shop, right across from WB Meats, actually.
Yeah.
Awesome little place. I know they're open on the weekends, and
Take your little kids, take your girlfriend.
they got the best Santa Claus, too.
They do. I sat in his lap for a while. I had to get up real quick.
No, he is good.
I know that he's too good. And I was like, I'm liking this. I better get up.
But no, I've got all these miniature houses, and over 500 houses, and a couple trains, a few trains.
Yeah,
Kinda
it's pretty cool. You have 500, they have 3,000 assorted pieces all together, and pretty impressive.
cool. Yeah, it is. So yeah, definitely puts you in the spirit. So
They got a scavenger hunt, and if they give you a sheet of stuff to mark out, if you find them all within the menagerie of places, you get to mark it on the end. You get a Christmas ornament with some kind of prize inside of it.
yeah, my kids always did that in the years past, and this is probably our fourth year or something of going, or fifth year maybe. But it's neat, really neat. So.
Yeah, they didn't check, so I just marked them all and ran up there real quick and grabbed my ornament.
Yeah, I'd take my ornament, please.
I got them all. Boy, that was quick. Yeah.
So impromptu meeting tonight. I got notification earlier today, thanks to our buddy Andrew Lawson at the city office. But what do you need, knife again?
Yeah. I got to change pants.
So they're having a special meeting tomorrow at noon. It's like a work session / special meeting.
How'd you find out about this?
Well, I've asked to be notified anytime they have a meeting. So Andrew Lawson, he always sends me anything I need, and does a good job.
It's in the paper.
It may have been. I don't believe so, but it was. I don't think it has to be either. So anyhow, quick special meeting tomorrow. Two things are on the agenda. One, they're going to go ahead and formally sign the deal for the bridge with the county. It took us since May trying to get the bridge opened.
Well, only because of
The county.
cyber, they get it open at all.
Yeah. Well, he fulfilled his campaign promise.
He really did, and then wow.
So
we
he
got
said
some commissioners like that.
I talked to him, and he said, he goes, well, it took me long enough, but they're gonna fix it in 3 weeks. That's all it's gonna take to fix it.
What's the price tag on it?
I don't know, but you can't be that
you
much
can't
in 3
spend that much
weeks.
money in 3 weeks. Well, these guys can. I've seen them spend money.
But I think it's gonna be pretty cheap to get it open. So Chestnut Bridge is gonna be open. Christmas come early once again. 2019 shaping up to be pretty damn good.
All you white elitists, this is your present.
You're welcome.
You live over there.
Thank Jim. Yo, Jim, a coffee in the morning and a whiskey
really
in the
do.
evening.
You really do. And a hearty thank you.
Yes.
A hearty Christmas thank you.
So, the other thing, so Jim missed the commission meeting Tuesday night so he could go to the county commission meeting, solidify the deal with the county, got that figured out. But while he missed, they went into executive session to discuss Nick resigning. Nick gave his Tuesday night, gave his formal resignation. And basically, Mel, they went into executive session, I assume, to discuss him resigning. And I don't know. I mean, the reason I want to have this meeting tonight, because tomorrow at that work session, the commissioners are going to talk about what to do, how to hire a new candidate. And they're also going to do it in executive session. So what that means is us regular lay guys, we're not privy to go. The only citizen that's privy to go is they've invited Scotty Rogers because he's a soon-to-be commissioner in January.
Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with this, do you?
I really don't have a problem with it.
I have a big problem with it.
You do?
Well, because of their selection so far, their track record is so dismal. I mean, I've never seen them make a decent decision.
So we should do it behind closed doors?
Well, if we don't see them doing it, I guess it's not as bad. Then we'll just have to live with the outcome. But here they're going to go back for let's get a bureaucrat called KLM. And
KLM, that's Kansas League of
bureaucrat.
Municipalities. That's where they train you to be a city city official or an elected official or a city managers
or a tax and spender
type guy.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is the ICMA, which is where we got Nick from to begin with. He was recommended by them, accredited by them, whatever that is. So I'm with you. We got to hire outside the typical norm bureaucrat.
Just try it. I mean,
yeah, please. It worked with Bowman to hire a businessman.
You know what? That is the shining example.
And here's
of what happens when you hire a bottom end guy. Yeah.
Well, this same group of commissioners, Mel, hired Bowman.
Oh, you know what?
So
that's like a glimmer of hope.
It is a glimmer of hope, and it's great news. So
wow. I'm glad you're so optimistic. Well, it's Christmas and Thanksgiving and everything. You just got back from the North Pole. You should be optimistic. Glad you're like that.
I wish I'd have stole more candy canes. I'm out.
I had a kid. The only reason I went, just had some time to kill because I don't have any damn kids anymore. You know what it's like when you don't have any children? You have money.
You have money.
Money to spend. Yeah, but back to the harsh reality of it's not a harsh reality. I mean, he hangs his hat on the water plant. That's state of the art, best one in the world. That's really misleading.
I don't care. No.
I do. I'm
know,
so tired of them hanging their hats on taxpayer expenditures. Instead of hanging his hat, look how much money I saved the city by not spending all this crap. Wouldn't that really be worth something if he said I could have bought a new water plant, but I rehabbed the old one for a fraction of the cost.
But he's gone, Mel. I'm over it.
How much you should be paying? Yeah, well, I'm
so.
Is he gone, or is he just back here in a different name?
No. So here's kind of the interesting part. You commissioners got to listen to this part because this is interesting. I requested a copy of Nick's contract here a few weeks ago, knowing that something like his contract would be coming up towards the end of the year, and I wanted to see what was in it. So a couple things you commissioners need to be aware of going into tomorrow's meeting, and hopefully you'll have 2 executive sessions. Hopefully you'll have one discussing your process for hiring a new city manager. Get that figured out. That's something you probably ought to do, and I'm glad you're doing it in a work session, but you probably shouldn't do it under the darkness.
Who are they going to ask for advice on how to hire a city manager? Who are they going to ask?
Well, so let me get to that.
All right.
So in Nick's contract, he gets an automatic raise January 1, 2020, unless the city's commissioners step in and do something different. Well, guys, I'm all for him getting an automatic raise if he's partaking and sticking with us. This guy's leaving us. You need to nip that right where it stops. So you guys ought to be having an executive session talking about that. You're not going to get your automatic raise because you put in your resignation. The other thing, his resignation or his contract says he must provide 60 days required resignation, at least 60 days. Well, he's clearly doing that if he's saying his end date is in June. The thing you guys got to be conscious of is if his end date is truly in June or May, whenever that's going to be, and you guys accept that, that implies that you are going to choose to employ him to that date, which I don't think is good either, because perhaps you find a candidate in January and you hire him. Well, now now you're paying 2 city managers, so you guys need to be choosy on how you select accepting his resignation. And I don't think you ought to just say, let's run this thing all the way to June. You ought to say, well, that's fine if we don't have anybody by then, but if until then, what do you think, Mel? I mean, you've hired and fired people that put in their resignation.
Actually, try to get a new city manager. I tell you.
Yeah, you've actually hired a city manager.
I hired one, fired one, and lost one, and tried to gain one. So I've run the gambit on city managers, and what I found out is the huge resentment or pushback to hiring somebody out of industry, or captain, or out of private sector. For some reason, there's a lot of pushback on hiring a bottom line person, and I don't care if they come out of retail, wholesale, manufacturing, construction. I don't care where they come from, as long as they're department oriented and bottom line oriented. This taxpayer tax and spend orientation, of which they're taught by the KLM, and which they're taught by all the bureaucratic things. When they hold in high esteem knowing the lingo and knowing the ropes of the bureaucrats, which to me is a horrible
And what
thing.
they teach these folks, and I'm not making this up, I mean, I've seen this firsthand, is they teach them how to extort more taxpayer dollars. oh, you got to go do this to get this federal funding or this state funding, and if you got to apply for this grant. They teach them more about how to find funds and spend funds than they do running a company.
And a grant is taxpayer money.
Yeah. Everybody's like, well, it's still taxpayer money.
It's just the insanity of these bureaucrats just is mind-boggling. And I got the term from Scott Margolis who had been in government for a long time as a
lobbyist.
Well, he's a lobbyist. He also worked for Pat Roberts, and he was Washington D.C. guy, and he, when I was bitching about this, when I'm the madness of it, and he explained, well, those are bureaucrats. I said, bureaucrats? That fits it. That's exactly what the hell they're, and that's the worst thing you can hire is a bureaucrat. And as you alluded to, as you stated, you stated blatantly that what's the shining example in this town when you don't hire a bureaucrat?
Yeah.
That's right.
It's pretty obvious.
That's right.
So I hope you guys reflect on what you did, and you guys did do that right, hiring Bowman. I mean, that's the truth of the matter, and hopefully you'll reflect on that. And the other thing too, and I don't know what you took away the other night on Tuesday, but Nick was awfully thankful for what he's accomplished, this and that, and he intended on lingering to help divine the process for the selecting his successor.
Yeah.
And I just don't like the idea. I mean, I don't know, Scotty, in your little dentist office world, when somebody gives their resignation, which I'm sure it's happened in your company just like it has in mine and Mel's and everybody else, do you ask them for advice on who to hire the replacement? No, you just don't do it. And I don't understand that logic and at all. So I mean,
because the obvious,
as you said about the riddle, you're dead to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
truly are dead.
And I don't mean it like demeaning. It's just, hey, you gave up on us.
Yeah.
We're done with you too.
Yeah. And move forward and advance yourself. I have no problem with that, but you're not going to. I mean, you've already done it at our expense to some extent. I think you left a mess. I think you've left us financially in a bad situation. I think that the infrastructure, pay disparity, the overall things of pushing for the pretty stuff versus the things that we really need, like streets, the sewer system. Did you know that 70% of the fire hydrants in this town either don't work or such low flow they're worthless?
Oh, absolutely.
That is something that you can hang your hat on. I fixed that. And we got to look for a guy that can. Yeah.
Hey, I know you're talking all Debbie Downers nonsense, but this teddy bear beer you brought, pretty damn good.
I know it.
A little hoppy.
I know it.
But it's American Beauty.
Yeah.
It's got a couple teddy bears.
Great. Dogfish Head and the Grateful Dead.
From our fine sponsors at Duval Liquor Land.
Duval. That's a good Irish name.
Something like that.
One of them European places.
So,
European.
I don't know. Any other advice for the hiring committee? For the commissioners? Commissioners?
Yeah.
I mean, you've been in this role.
You're going to take pressure from KLM, and you're going to say that, you have to hire a government person because they're the only ones that understand. That is baloney. Anybody can pick this up. This is not rocket science here. There's 1,000 ways to get these things done. And when you skin this cat like a bureaucrat, there ain't nothing left over. They cleave all the meat off the bone. You skin it like a businessman. It is meat. This is what you want. You got something to cook with. I've seen it over and over and over and over and over. I cannot stress enough, don't pick another damn bureaucrat. And they're going to tell you the private sector people won't work for this kind of money. That is baloney.
Yeah, we actually heard that.
Crap.
We've heard that before, and that's not true. I mean, it is.
You offer these guys $100,000 with all the package they've got. God,
the capers and
Yeah.
the car allowance, the phone allowance, and all of a sudden,
the health insurance and the welfare package.
Oh, and all the vacation.
Oh my God! And he's working what, 3.5 days a week? How many times you go in there and nobody's there? And he's out doing whatever
Well,
he does.
I think he's got 9 weeks of vacation.
He had 9 weeks of vacation. This is insane.
Maybe it's only 6. I can't remember.
6. I don't care if it's 6. Okay, 6, 9. Been there 7 years and had 6 weeks of vacation.
Pretty good deal.
Now, that's a hell of a deal. And hey, let's go to Las Vegas and go to a show out there. Let's go to L.A. and jack those people up there. And this thought that.
Oh, you mean we didn't bring any businesses back from Las Vegas when they went on their boondoggle?
I don't know. This thought of bringing businesses back is a bureaucrat mindset. You don't bring businesses back. You make yourself so presentable that people want to be there. That's how you win contracts. That's how you win jobs. Is you are better than
And
the
you
next guy.
promote the ones you got and help them grow.
Oh my God! Turning on your employees and treating them as fodder is just the worst thing you can do, especially in this economic climate where if you get somebody, you train them all up, and you won't give them a raise, they just go to the next town. That is a bureaucrat mindset, and that's why they're But frankly, when they created this monster of losing people, because it takes years, it takes 5-10 years to train somebody, and only a bureaucrat can't see that. A guy that's got a bottom line thought whatsoever, he sees that and says, we can't lose these people. $1 an hour, $2 an hour, just make them happy even sometimes. And by happy, I don't mean, I mean make them happy by number one, quit throwing them under the damn bus. My God. Anyway.
Boy, you're pessimistic. I'm pissed off tonight.
Because I've been through this before.
I know. You've hired some city managers.
And I've lost the city. When we had Doug Russell, he was a good city manager. He had various reasons he left. He left for a lot more money with a town that was much better heeled than we are. I don't think we realize how low our operating budget is. That's why we got to be much careful with everybody else how we spend our damn money. So when you start pissing off copious amounts of money for water plants and hospitals and stuff.
Well, and I know we bitch a lot about the water plant, and I was obviously against it, and I'm not against necessarily the it now because it's water under the bridge. I want to get past it, but you got to understand we're not a really rich town. We're pretty poor. The average income's fairly low, especially in the state compared to the rest of the state. And if you walk into that water plant, and obviously the ones of you that voted did. Maybe if you early voted, you got a chance to go in there. But it's got granite floors. It is so overdone, and it's just most people in this town would love to have granite floors and tile floors and granite countertops, and that's what this place has. It is over the top, and we wasted a ton of money.
A water plant is a factory. You don't build a factory to look at Taj Mahal. That's not the point. The point is efficiency, and the point is cost effectiveness. And they blew all that. It's gone. It's over-controlled, overbuilt, and undersized, which
is another topic.
It's another big topic.
But so I don't know, guys. I mean, I hope. Here's what I want. I guess I need your help with because it's so important. I mean, this city manager was here for what? What did we say?
7 years.
7 or 8 years.
7 or 8 years.
Freeland was here for 20 or something before that,
yeah.
and it is so important to voice your opinion. I mean, you got Dwayne back in there that barely skated back in as a commissioner. Kenny Ginger, Scotty Rogers will probably be on the board by then. By the time he gets on, Jim Seibern's on right now, but he's going to be off in January, so he probably won't get a selection process. But he carries a pretty good stick and a great voice for.
He's got a logical head too,
and he's very logical. And I imagine he ain't thinking too much different than we are on this deal. And then you got Jay Warren, and I'd like you guys to reach out to those folks and say, hey, go watch episode 22 of Mell More. They've got something to say and meaningful, and hopefully Mel's going to get some new matches next time.
These millennial matches are horrible. This is what they're green, which is they call it money, so I think it's very misleading.
Very misleading.
Bam.
There it is.
Bam.
But yeah, no. Like and share this stuff, guys. We need your help getting it out there because this is important. This whoever we hire could be here for a long time.
Well, if they're worth a damn, they'll be here for a long time. The problem is, if we mistakenly pick somebody who's not any good, we're not stuck with him. He can go.
And okay. How good have we been at that?
Oh, we're horrible. It's just another thing that. Well.
So that's what I'm saying. It's pretty damn important to pick them right.
I mean. When you have a bottom line mentality and they're not getting there, you have no choice but to cut them loose because we're profit driven. We have to pay that next bill. We have to save money to pay the next bill. When they've got a constant stream of taxpayer money come in, they don't really care. They don't have a discerning eye when they look at any of this stuff. And when there's negativity and harping on this, it's very frustrating. I am very pissed off about the whole thing. I'm glad he's gone. He's not my friend. He wanted to be or tried to pretend himself his friend, but he threw me under the bus so damn many times. It was one damn battle after another.
And when I was a commissioner, he was no friend of mine.
Yeah.
I don't hold any bones about it. I mean, he has a certain amount of respect for me, and I have a certain amount of respect for him. But damn it, I mean, he did everything in his power to get me off of there, And he did. He won. Between him and Tamara, that's why I don't like them. They did everything in their power, legally, some of it unethical. They come after me, and it was terrible, and come after my family and everything else.
Yeah.
So I just I have no use for them. So.
And the problem is, I can recover. You recovered.
Oh, yeah.
We'll recover. But as a town, we're going to suffer horribly if we put ourselves in this situation again. We've got to get out of this tailspin, and don't think we're doing just fine, because we are not doing just fine. One of these days, that other shoe's going to drop, and all these fire hydrants not working, all this infrastructure doesn't work, this low-paying stuff.
Thank God the insurance companies don't know how bad these fire hydrants are. Your insurance go up.
They bought a tanker truck to follow the fire truck around, so we don't have any water. But, all of this is solvable, but they've been jacking with it or ignoring it for 20 years because it's a bureaucratic mindset. Anybody that thinks, as a capitalist, would think that this stuff has to work. There's no reason for it not to work. There's no reason for this stuff not to work.
Mel, I said this was going to be a short one. We're in 20 minutes. We got to go.
All right, enough said anyway. We could harp on for another hour easily, and not just on this subject.
On all of them.
On all of them. But I didn't get into wives or anything like that. We don't go there.
Mel.
We're too smart for that.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Signing off.
Balakaja.